Hey guys, over the years we have reviewed a bunch of gaming chairs and different ergonomic office chairs, but today we have something different. We have a kneeling chair, an ergonomic chair where you lean forward while your back is straight up. Let's unpack it, set it up and see how it delivers. It comes in actually a moderately sized box. In comparison to gaming chairs, which take up about 5 times the amount of space, it's kind of convenient. The actual components are pretty simple. You have some wooden bits to form a frame. You also got some cushions. So this is for your backside and these two are for your knees. Also, I like that they've used laser etching for the company name. So it's Vilno Chair. So it's a Vilno Kneeling Chair. To aid you with the build, they comes with a pretty decent manual and it works a bit like an IKEA setup. So you have a bunch of tools and screws. There's all your bits. You just screw it all together and here we go. We have 2 of them. The build process was pretty easy and with 2 units we get an opportunity to see the build quality of, well, different units. It's slightly different, but the end result is kind of the same. I have some comments in terms of what I would have liked to see more of and some of the things I would like to see less of. So for example, the manual is easy enough to understand, but I think they could have just simplified it a bit more. The other thing is the build quality and how it goes. So on the darker one, you can kind of see imperfections in the wood from the inside. It looks okay on the outside, but it's just something that, you know, when you're spending this much money on a product, you expect not to see. The other thing is, I'm not a fan of the screw holes being upwards facing. That's the only bit of it you will actually ever see from below, and you literally see the screw holes. Why not just have it like on the outside, which is the part you will never see? The outside area is beautiful and kind of looks good and all that, but that's the bit which doesn't matter. The one that matters is the bit on the inside, so that's just something to consider. The other thing is the build quality within the cushions themselves, just kind of underneath. It seems that, especially on this lighter one, you can kind of see the edges. Again, it's below, it doesn't matter that much, but it's something to consider. I do like that they both came with basically one of everything spare. I assume they probably just want to be safe rather than sorry. Next step is we're going to check them out and use them for a bit and see how we actually feel about them. So it's been a couple of weeks now, and we definitely have some feedback to share. First thing is first, these chairs are surprisingly sturdy. I mean, you look at them and you think, is this thing going to hold me? But once you sit in it, it feels rather solid. Vilno is confident enough to assure you, claiming it can hold up to 130 kilograms in weight, which is actually impressive for a frame like this. Sitting down no longer felt like a passive act, which was a bit of adjustment for the usual plop down on the chair routine. I will be honest, I'm not 100% switched over to the kneeling life, but when I need to dial in and really focus, this chair is my go-to. It sort of encourages a mental shift, similar to what I felt when starting to use a standing desk, basically nudging me into the zone, enhancing concentration. And talking about tables, my adjustable table came in really handy, letting me find that sweet spot in height. But for those rocking a standard desk, it might be a bit of a puzzle to get it just right. Especially with Vilno saying this chair can fit anyone from 4'5" to 6'7". As someone who's seen all kinds of ergonomic furniture, I was a bit skeptical about that claim, but so far it's been holding up pretty well. Now about those cushions. They are supportive, sure, but after a while they get a bit chafy, especially after sitting for extended periods of time. I've also noticed a slight wobble in the knee section. It doesn't compromise the comfort, just adds a bit of unsureness if you're someone who readjusts sitting positions often. It was quite interesting to see the immediate change in my sitting posture. It's got me sitting in this sort of half sit, half kneel that's weirdly balanced and comfortable, and naturally puts my body into the S-shaped posture. I've also experimented with the different sitting positions, like trying out a cross-legged position, which added a nice touch of versatility. I've even tried sitting on the other way around. It gets rid of the kneeling feature, but is still perfectly doable and comfortable. The rocking motion quickly became the feature I looked forward to the most, adding the relaxing element to my workday. Initially though, I won't lie, it felt odd and somewhat uncomfortable. While the chair works well as an addition to the standard office chair, transitioning to it is a bit intimidating at first. But just like with anything new, the more you use it, the more natural I began to feel. However, it hasn't all been smooth sailing. The cushion material could be softer, leading to some discomfort, especially when sitting with bare knees. And it gets pretty warm sitting here in the humid climate of Singapore. And despite its strong weight capacity, the rocking motion can feel a bit jerky on the hard floors or tiles, especially on the grey version that we have here. The black model seemed to be a bit smoother on the curvature side. I feel that made the rocking motion a tad bit better. While the one size fits all idea is nice, I reckon having few size options could make a big difference and cater to broader range of body types more effectively. Pet and child owners should also be cautious around the chair structure to avoid accidents. You could accidentally catch a paw or tail or rock on kids' arm if they're crawling around. But I guess with this kind of design, there is not much you can do about it. Initially, my back did feel a bit strained, particularly between the shoulder blades. I'm sure it's just a sign of muscles getting a workout that they're just not used to. Also, because there's no backrest, I couldn't really use it all day long. All in all, I would say that getting used to this chair took a bit of effort, and its premium price tag seems a bit steep, considering it feels like an OEM product. A quick Google search will show you a sea of lookalikes under various brands. So it really boils down to the nitty-gritty, the quality of the parts and how well they are put together. What's fascinating is that even the two models we got from the same brand have their quirks. It just comes to show that even within the same product line, there might be subtle differences that might sway your experience one way or the other. The kneeling chair has definitely shaken up my sitting habits and introduced a new dynamic to my workplace. While there has been an adjustment period and some aspects that could be improved, it's been a worthwhile experience that has made me reconsider how I sit. And even though I'm in no rush to get rid of my current gaming chair, I will keep this kneeling chair as a secondary option for the crunch time moments. If you want to find out more information on this chair, we'll left the link in the description below. I hope you found this useful. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe for more. We'll see you guys in the next one.